What is going on, guys? This is Prodigy, and today I'm bringing you another Black Ops 3 video. I'm playing some Skyjacked Domination using the XR2 with no attachments. Actually, this is actually an old gameplay back when I first got my PS4, so it's not new, but I had it, I wanted to use it, so here it is. I wanted to talk to you guys today about hardcore mode, and some things related to it, some common questions, because a lot of people like to say that hardcore players are better than core players because hardcore takes more skill, you get less health, so you got to be tactical and whatnot. You have to always hit your first shot. You have to, the general thing is that people tend to say that hardcore takes more skill. And I disagree completely. I do not think hardcore takes a lot of skill at all. Definitely not more skill than core players. And I'm going to be giving you some reasons as to why I think that. And also show you some, in-game evidence to back up what I'm saying. So I should start by saying that I really do not like hardcore mode. So I might be a little bit biased, but I'm going to try and keep this as factual as possible, as well as give some opinions in there too, because it's my video, I'm giving my opinion. If you don't like it, who cares? But I really don't like hardcore mode, and I don't like it for a couple reasons. One, I don't believe it takes much skill. You really do not have to be that accurate to do well in hardcore mode, because it only takes one bullet in most situations to kill somebody, maybe two if you're just very inaccurate or you're at a long range. But because of that, you can really just kind of spray and pray and hope you hit something, and most of the time it generally works. I've done it on a couple of occasions because I've had to play hardcore mode a little bit in getting Dark Matter on my Xbox, and that's just something I've gathered from it. Another reason is people tend to camp a lot more in hardcore mode. Now, that's obviously not something I can back up factually. That's just my opinion based on my experience. Every time I play hardcore, people never move, ever. And if they do move, they use dead silence awareness and just listen everywhere they go. And it's just not fun. It's very unenjoyable. I honestly don't see how people can play only hardcore mode, because there's lots of people who just play hardcore mode, and I don't get it for the life of me. And that kind of goes into the third reason I don't like hardcore mode, is everybody uses awareness, and if everybody's just sitting there using awareness and not moving anywhere, it's not fun. This is Call of Duty. It's meant to be a more fast-paced game, as opposed to games like Rainbow Six Siege, for example, which is a more realistic type shooter, so it makes sense for players to play slow in that game. But this isn't that game. This is Call of Duty, and that's another reason why hardcore mode really doesn't even make sense to me as to why it's even in this game. But that's another topic for another video. But let's get into the more I did a little experiment, and I went into some hardcore lobbies because I wanted to see, since people say hardcore mode takes more skills, so I went into some hardcore lobbies and I looked at the accuracy of a random selection of players that I was in lobbies with. Now, what I did was I went into some lobbies of hardcore domination. I was going to do hardcore team deathmatch, but I didn't feel that would be fair, simply because, it's commonly known that team deathmatch is where the newbier players play, and especially for going to hardcore mode, I wanted it to be a little more fair. So I went into some hardcore domination, and I checked the lobby leaderboards and looked at people's combat records, and I chose the people who had like a lot of kills in the game mode, which would indicate that they play hardcore domination a lot. And so some people I look at have like 30,000, 40,000 kills. I didn't want to look at anybody below 10,000 kills in the game mode, because I wanted to get some people who had played the game mode a lot so I could get an accurate representation. So I looked at these people's combat records, and I wanted to check out their accuracy. Now, before I show you their accuracy, I'm going to show you my accuracy, and this is on PS4. Granted, I've played it a little less than Xbox, but I've still played it a good amount of times. And I'm going to show you my accuracy, and because I typically exclusively play core game modes. And for an average player, I'm not a great player, obviously. A good accuracy would be around 20 to 25%. All right, usually falling somewhere in the middle of there. That's generally where most average players fall. Now, you guys see that on the screen as well. Now, we're going to compare that to the accuracy of the hardcore players I ran into, and you guys will see, you know, for the most part, the accuracy ranges from around anywhere from low as 9% up to 14%, and that's pretty common. Obviously, I can't show you every single person I looked at, or else the video would go on forever. But for the most part, the people I looked at range from like 9 to 14% on average, and that's over multiple different weapons and stuff. So that's pretty much where their accuracy falls, and that kind of backs up what I was saying before with the argument that people say hardcore mode takes more skill. It's just not really true, because it doesn't take much skill. Because I mean, if it really took more skill, then you would think you would have better players playing it, players with higher accuracy, and that's just not the case. You know, like I said earlier, you can go in hardcore mode and just spray and pray, you know, hip fire everywhere, and one of the bullets is bound to hit them, and you know you'll get the kill. That's just the way it is. And when people say hardcore mode takes more skill, I just disagree. I disagree completely. I mean, I don't want to offend anybody that plays hardcore mode. If you watch my videos, I mean, if you like hardcore mode, then obviously there's nothing wrong with that. Keep playing hardcore. I don't want to tell you to not do something that you enjoy doing. But this is just my opinion and what I've found to be true in my experience in Call of Duty. And just looking at it from a logical standpoint, it takes more skill, in my opinion, to get kills in a core game mode rather than hardcore, because it's harder to hit more bullets consistently than to just spray and get lucky and hit one bullet out of a round of 30. You know, it takes more skill to actually stay on with that shot and hit one consecutive bullet after the other to get the kill than to just get one, you know, and that only makes sense. So I stand by what I'm saying, that hardcore mode doesn't take more skill. Like I said, this isn't to offend anybody, but I mean, let's just be honest here. But at the end of the day, you know, if you enjoy hardcore, and you like playing hardcore, you enjoy it more than core, then keep playing hardcore. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to discourage anybody. But I just wanted to make this little video to address something I've been hearing quite frequently and give my little 2 cents on it. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and the gameplay. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate that. And you could always subscribe too for my future videos. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Once again, this is Prodigy. Thanks for listening.